So I want somebody to take a moment to consider your new reality. I want you to think about, since that loved one passed away, how has my life changed? And know that even if it's been a day that they've passed, a month that they've passed, or many years, people often forget that I don't adjust to my new reality overnight. You can just ask somebody who has lost a spouse, and that at times will be different for each of us. But I want you to think about how things will be different in your life now. And for those on the outside looking in, I want us and you to have empathy for those that may be adjusting to their new reality. Because although it's difficult, it's hard to manage, especially in the beginning. Now, for someone, the adjustment is returning simply to your personal life. Many of us know what it's like to lose a loved one, but I still have got to return to my job. And it might be helpful for you if you happen to know a coworker or someone that has recently lost someone. Be mindful that they only had 1 to 3 days, depending on what their union benefits and the policy of the institution is. They may have only had 1 to 3 days to start to accept their new reality. And I'm here to tell you 24 to 72 hours is nowhere near enough time to accept your new reality. Somebody knows that simply in your everyday life, the weekend, or whenever your days are off, is never enough time to rest and adjust to your normal way of doing things. And I just need you to know it's difficult to adjust to the new normal, especially when time constraints are placed on us. Part of being and beginning this process, beginning the adjustment, begins with acknowledging the change in your life. And that begins the process of defining who you are now. That I've got to recognize that I have taken on a new identity since the service, since that loved one passed away. And it's tough, watch this, because there are times that my identity is attached and connected to who I lost. And the adjustment process is a difficult one, but it's also necessary for me to mourn while I grieve. Sometimes the biggest adjustments are not made just in our lives, but the adjustments that those around us have to make that are connected to us. I'll give you an example. As I adjust to life for somebody, as you adjust to life without your mother and father, you may feel distant from your current relationship. It could be a marriage, it could be friendships, but I need you to know accepting the new reality and feeling distant is normal. And it's good for all of us if you and I have people around us that understand while I am grieving the person and adjusting to my reality, that they too are going to have to make some adjustments. Have you ever thought or considered what it's like adjusting to that reality that I will no longer be able to taste that dish that only my grandmother could make? I sure do miss those tea cookies that she used to make. For somebody, the adjustment is I'm adjusting to my wedding that I have planned in the next 18 months. And I now know that there will be no mother and son dance. For a woman, you're thinking, I waited my whole life and I've shed tears thinking about it. But for the first time, my new reality lets me know that that song that Luther Vandross sings, that I will not be able to dance with my father again. Wow, it's tough. accepting a new reality. And it's a struggle. And I need you to know that it's normal. But with the assistance of people around you and people having patience with you, and you, most importantly, having patience with yourself, you can begin the process. And while others may struggle with being patient, I need you to know this. The person that you need to have the most patience with is yourself, because this will take a lot for you to deal with at times. And you don't need to look at it by weeks and months. I need you to take 1 minute at a time until you are able to take 1 hour at a time. And then you can begin to take 1 day at a time. And I'd like to say, for those who haven't been able to accept your new reality or your new normal as of yet, I need you to know that it's okay. It's no rush, and you need to be patient with the process. And for those of you that have begun to do so, began to accept your new normal and reality, I need you to pat yourselves on the back. I need you to be proud of yourself, because it's not an easy thing to do. And so, as I began to accept my new reality and my new identity, I need somebody to know that it will be helpful to seek the support from a grief counselor or someone that you trust and feel comfortable talking to, in order to begin the process of accepting your new reality. If possible, find a friend or friends whom you can talk to. Find some family that are patient with you, because the most important part in accepting your new reality, our most important part of accepting our adjustment to our new normal, is making sure I take care of me. And so I just wanted to share with you on this episode of The Brief on Grief that while you may struggle with many things and you go through the grieving and the mourning process, that while you are accepting your new normal, accepting the new identity, your main objective has to be, I got to take care of me. Well, I hope you found this episode of The Brief on Grief helpful in some way, and that you may have a better understanding of the importance of adjusting to your new reality, or understanding that people are adjusting. And on our next episode, I hope you tune in as well. We will talk about how I can begin to reinvest in that new reality while still remembering my deceased loved one. As always, if you felt that this episode was helpful, please share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you for tuning in. And as always, remember, we all know someone that is grieving. And remember, that person might be you. See you next time on The Brief on Grief.